What's up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I'm waiting for price to actually break above, what is this, 33.26. Really nice TFX concepts this morning. Didn't manage to catch any moves. Wasn't on the charts. But really nice moves. Really nice buys from all the way down over there. Now, the question is, what is this daily doing? Because, you know, the previous daily candlesticks have been moving down. So it's like, you know, we're bullish now, but if we are moving down, you know, this candlestick could still flip. This could still flip during the New York session. You guys see the sells that we took yesterday? Man, can't believe the market first had to retrace and then continue selling off. But that was a really good sell-off idea over here. Really good sell-off. Look at this thing just completely bleed. But it took me out. It took me out somewhere around here. I wanted to hold for a bit longer. Maybe someone else secured something by TP1. But anyway, I got taken out there somewhere around here. Okay, but it looks like it was a fake out though. Because even if you look at the way price came like this, broke above the highs, and then started to come down again. I think it was just like removing some traders in there. Just needed to get rid of some sellers. But man, what a complete nut though. Right now, Goldie is like, it's down 0.20%. I'm not really looking for any sells unless we can come down towards, you know, like 33.15-ish, at least for now. Price comes, at least get that daily flip. Daily to reflip. But it could be looking to correct some of this range on the left-hand side. Because, you know, we already had such a big push upwards right over here. So it could just be looking to correct because it can't leave those guys in profits forever, I suppose. There are so many scaling opportunities here, like so many chances to get into these buys, especially off the LTF. So I think it's coming to mop up some of those entries. Let's see how far this pushed up here. About like what, 63 pips. This one was 45 pips, and then you got one last one right over here. That was like about 10 pips. I guess that was the third one. It was kind of a bit later on. It came a bit later on there. Maybe even not the cleanest, actually. Probably even not the cleanest. Probably not even valid. Yeah, so I'm waiting. I hope price can skyrocket up. Morning, I took the buys off the 15-minute and down for the day. Oh, nice. Yeah, let's see over here. 15-minute got some really nice range above 33.19 for price to have continued moving up there, like 40 pips. And then you also have buys above that secondary resistance. Lovely little, like, you know, 88 pip range over there. Candlestick broke above it, 33.24. See, we got a candle rebreak the previous candle highs, but maybe it's just due for a retracement. See the hourly. Hourly's currently bearish. This is what I want. I want to see the hourly flip. I want to see the hourly flip, re-break its highs, and then continue to move up a bit more. Man, there's actually a lot of room over there for some kind of correction from yesterday's sell-off. So much room. And there's been somewhat kind of a good volume in the market. If you look at the hourly, look at the way hourly has just been swinging around here. Price broke below support, came all the way down towards this next support. Beautiful reaction. Some profit taking, and now it's starting to move up again from this region down over here to pull up to fill some of this range on the left hand side. A little fake out there, a little fake out there. Nice little head and shoulders, potential head and shoulders here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Beautiful melt off. So let's see, Goldie. Let's see if you can come up here. Can we move up? Can we move uptown? Are we gonna move uptown? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Today just doing small lot size, not feeling. Got two good trades in, and then both my two other setups failed to be TFX consolidation play to W. Ricardo plays to BE. I got taken out. I wanted TP2. Didn't take nothing on TP1. Oh yeah. It got taken out in TP2 too. Because I think it was like a really good, like, you know, the way price was moving up, I was thinking to myself, like, if it breaks that support, you know, it created like a market fade setup. So I was like, man, if it breaks that support, we're probably coming back into the gulag. Because sometimes gold does this thing where it's like consolidates all day. It gives you a false breakout. Then it's like, oh, you thought we're actually going to move. And then it does the opposite. And then just completely melts. So I was looking at it from also a setup perspective. Because we did have multiple setups over there. This zone is in an old daily support and resistance zone that it's always fucks about when passing through. Oh, really? Let's see. Let's see if we can at least slice through it somehow now that we have the London Open volume. Got only a buy bias right now. Well, what I anticipate, maybe it's gonna range for a bit. Let me look at that daily. Let's see from the daily open down here to up here. Oh, we still need to keep moving up a bit more. I think it's gonna range for a bit and then break out of that range to push up towards this resistance by somewhere like, you know, just to push up a bit more. Just to push up. That's why I wanted to get to at least 33.28. Hey, good morning, Jay. FX Brainiac, what's good morning, David. Yassine, Explorers Fantasy, morning, y'all. Got Mr. Rashid in the chat. Got Woods in here. Cowboy Doctor, what's up? Space Angel. Welcome, guys. Yeah, so let's see. It's just about like, you know, 43 pips away. I just need a commitment of 100%. Yeah, that meme here. When Gordon Ramsay's like, all I ask for is a commitment of 100%. 100,000 times. Do you watch football? No, sir. I'm not much of a sports guy. Unless, you know, there's like the World Cup going on and then everybody's a sports guy. Then you can go to the bar. Sometimes I go to the bar with my mates and then we gotta watch the games. But I honestly, like football and sports for me, it's like, it takes a lot of time, you know? Like the way my day is structured, I just don't have time for it. Because like literally every part of my day is just going to kind of like improving something towards like my businesses or, you know, my health. So there's literally no time. By the time the day is over, it's like, you know, at that point, I'm just tired. Just want to like, you know, get ready for the next day. And I think it's pretty nice, you know, it keeps you busy and it makes sure that you're hitting the right marks and you're moving in the right direction. If you got too much free time in your day, you can always look at like, how can you optimize that time? You know, how can you do it in a way that also you can't fully burn yourself out? Yeah, we're up right now 0.30%. 0.3%. Ashton Hall morning routine. Man, that guy wakes up at what time do you wake up? At 4 a.m. and he does bullshit till like 8 a.m. or like 10 a.m. completely does nothing for hours. I decided you are a Tottenham Hotspur fan like me, Vic, as you already posted. Oh, a player before that guy. Yeah, I would say if I had to choose a football team, I would go with Man City. I'm not sure how they're doing now, but I always go with Man City, especially when playing FIFA. Man City is pretty good. All right, so we're flirting with 0.30%. Maybe you get a small little liquidity grab situation down here by 33.22. And then price can move up. Come on, skyrocket for us, Goldie. Who'd you take out right now? I think they took out this guy. This guy's got taken out here. Some guys got taken out over here. Look at this. This was a entry. Remember we spoke about it? Just briefly, we just briefly went through it. We had one entry here, and this one was the kind of like, I don't think this was really an entry, like very sketchy. Doesn't look very nice, but I think the market came out to take these guys. Because when this candle broke, they probably got triggered somewhere around here, and you know, maybe that was enough to take them out. That was the one I think I could have caught this morning. Problem was I wasn't on the chart. You already caught this one down here. That's 133. Maybe this one or this one we could have caught this morning. But I was too tired, man. To be honest, like sometimes I'm just too tired. Like you can make money in the market once you have your strategy. But you know, life's not all about money at the end of the day. It's also just about finding some kind of balance. But man, this would have been such a nice... This would have been such a nice buy here. Could have taken a buy here, or could have taken a buy here. Damn. I always feel bad afterwards though. When I come and then I see the actually moves, I'm like, man, shish, I should have been on the chart. I should have woken up. But anyway. I got those two, both amazing. Oh, you posted on Discord. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna look at Discord here soon. Come on, pump it up. 0.30%. Come on. You can do it. Alright, let's look at Discord now. First trade of the day, taking it slow today. Oh, nice. Consolidation 1 minute confluence. SMA 8 below 200 and 200 EMA below. That means you're in this time frame bullish. Daily bullish. Oh, nice. It's head and shoulders. Okay. This was my first trade of the day. Went very low lots since not 100% today. Just want to go easy. Oh, because you're not feeling 100% today. Okay. Yeah, I think this was... Damn, look at that. Look at that exit. Man, what an exit. What an exit this was. Failed to break the lows. Do you get anything else? Let's see. Dun. Okay. Second trade, small lot size, same trade as last one. Oh yeah, nice, exactly. Yeah, that's why I thought like some people would be out of that move. Some people might come out a bit later on, so it's easier for that spike to get the break even out of that position there. So it took them out. It does this quite a bit. Like if you even noticed like our sells yesterday, you know, it's like sometimes the market, when it wants to move in a direction, it's gonna first take you out. It's gonna make it hard for you to... Sometimes you can avoid it, but sometimes you just have to take the trade because the confirmation is there. So like it will take you out and then continue in your direction, especially when it's planning a big move. So I'm hoping this is a follow through here. That's gonna get us towards like 33.28ish. So yeah, this was really nice, man. Very nice. No. It's already created like a support, like a small little fake out here on the 15-minute. Look at this. Small little fakey. SMA, 8 SMA confluence, breaking above resistance. It's heading up here. I would have loved to take a shotgun buy, but this range is a bit too far off. This is like from yesterday's New York session. So I don't trust it, but this would have been nice, like little shotgun entry or like a swing entry model for price to move up. Yeah, like a swing, maybe, but yeah, I'm just gonna be patient. I'm still gonna wait. That one moves so fast, like 7 pips in 1 sec. Yeah, it figures. But I would just also like, to be honest, even when I get slippage, I just leave the position down over here. And then, you know, it is what it is. I want to enter it at the break of the consolidation, but price spiked up so fast, I was not able to get. So I was thinking in entering the trade. Yeah, I counted the 18 pips from there and close it. Oh, nice. Yeah. But still, good, very good trade. All right, well, coming up here, 0.35%. Let's go. Let's go, gold. I'm gonna start executing at 0.40. Don't know why trading is a little like watching chess, waiting for opponent's next move. Yeah, exactly. It's like chess. It's exactly like chess. Like it's distributing from this area over here. There's a little like there's been some little consolidations, man. I think there was a little liquidity grab that happened over here. Happened over here too. Broke above and then came to sweep up the lows. You could also see the liquidity grab on the 15-minute. See how that 15-minute created like that little closure below support with a long wick. Close below support with a long wick and then just ripped all the way back up. Look at this. So nasty. It liquidity grabbed and it rushed all the way back up to close even without a top wick. Man, sometimes the markets can be so mean. This candlestick didn't even have a bottom and a top wick. Following that liquidity grab, this one didn't even have the bottom and top wick. Because you know, sometimes people rely on those little pullbacks to maybe manage some risk, but they'd never get it. See what the news is saying. Gold approaches 3-week low. Gold fell around 33.10 per ounce on Wednesday, approaching a 3-week low as prospects for easing geopolitical tensions and rising US dollar weighed on the metal ahead of Federal Reserve's Jackson Hole Symposium. On Tuesday, Trump indicated he would not deploy ground troops to Ukraine, but left open the possibility of providing air support as parts of efforts to address the conflict with Russia. See, Zelensky welcomed talks, calling them a significant step towards resolving the ongoing war and paving the way for potential negotiations involving Russia and President Putin. Meanwhile, all eyes are on Powell's upcoming speech at Jackson Hole Symposium, seeking guidance on central bank's future policy direction. See, later in the day, the release of the recent FOMC meeting minutes is expected to provide additional insights. Markets pricing currently points to 25 basis point rate cut this year, with first potentially occurring in September. But yeah, for today we have FOMC meeting minutes. That's gonna be during the New York session over there. So I think that's the only folder really. Looks like we had pound news earlier on. We had CPI and the numbers came out good. They came out positive. Let's see what GJ... Oh, GJ is not even moving up. GJ is down 0.09. Is that an indicator for forex sessions? Yeah, I use the kill zones. So for me, it's like Asia. There's no color in Asia. And then you got London blue and New York red. So you got here Asia, London, New York. Actually, London goes up until from here up until here. Yeah, volumes just died now. I don't think this war will be solved without Ukraine giving some of the land. I'm 100% sure Putin, after spending billions on the war, will not accept to end the war without compensation for that spending. Yeah, I think so too. There's gonna be have to have some kind of I don't know what it is, like what kind of deals Trump is making with these guys, but definitely some kind of compensations. Something. Because, you know, in Putin's head, the way I imagine is they live on a whole different side of the world and they have their own world. So for that, he gives two shits like what the West and stuff think, you know. It's like that's their own side of the world. Just like how America, in a sense, its own side of the world. You know, America is like here, and they live in their own world. You got Russia here. You got North Korea somewhere here, I think. So it's like, come on, man, stop killing people out there. It's like, mind your own business. So yeah, now we're gonna see what happens. See what happens with that war. Hopefully it ends soon. And if it ends, I don't think that's what is even driving markets right now. It's just all to do with more to do with, I think, these jobs data and these US dollar, the US dollar weakness. That for me seems to be the most important thing, because like even the war news had not been affecting gold, like even before when all we had was that war news. Remember how we got really weird price action? Instead of, there were some escalations with the geopolitical front, and price was coming down. And we're like, what the hell? Why is gold moving down? And we got these tensions. You see, so I feel like majority of the market in general is pricing in like this greater shift. I think it's just gonna come with the US dollar rate cuts, because, you know, it's gonna be correlated with a lot of other things in the market. So you gotta see some kind of mitigation across the board. That's what I imagine that was the reasoning for the way gold has been consolidating. Why AUD so weak? Oh, I don't know. Maybe you just have to send a chart. I have no idea. Why is AUD so weak? Maybe let's go and see currency strength meter. Dollar might be strong. Yeah, I got dollar strength. So that's why AUD is probably weak if you're trading AUD versus US dollar. So it looks like the dollar is strong today. Funny thing is, like, gold is moving up, and also and also the dollar is strong. Should be negatively correlated. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not always perfect. It's not perfect because, you know, markets sometimes also have to have retracements and that sort of thing. But it looks like there's a lot of volume across the board. Look at all these currencies. Even AUD is strong. That's funny. Even AUD is strong. Everything is strong. CAD, Swiss franc, euro, pound, yen. NZD is always doing the opposite. Then you get USD. Might be some kind of retracement. Today is mid of the week volume. So it's middle of the week over here. A very safe investment you can make after a war ends is to open a construction company on Ukraine. Or know a company, big construction company that is going to get the contract. Oh yeah, definitely. And buy stocks from that company. Hey, now we're thinking. Now we're thinking, Ricardo. If the company was like publicly listed, yeah, that would make a lot of money from this. Exactly. Stroika. That's how you say build in Russian. Stroika. What a fake out. Yeah, what a fakey. But it's slowly but surely trying to make its way up there. I mean, just create a new higher high. Slowly but surely. See, create new higher high, support, and then continue to move up. So get the next candlesticks open, something like this. Create a support. And then next candlesticks to keep doing this. Create new higher high. It's holding, it's holding. It's breaking from there's a small little accumulation here. I don't know, it doesn't really look very clean to me, honestly, but just looking from a sideways movement perspective. And then it's trying to break. Then it's coming back into the gulag. I hope it's not getting exhausted. Let's see on the 1 hour. We got 30 more minutes for this hourly candlestick here to close. See how big this one was? It's like the same size as the previous hourly over here. So it could just be the limit of the hourly candlesticks as of now. Well, you know, I'm hoping this candles can just continue moving up. You know, because you can see how far the hourly candlesticks can actually go. You know, in principle, we could get up here by 33.38. But currently, there's just not that much volume in them since the day started here. This is like, you know, about 60 pips from wick to wick. And GJ looks like it's distributing from that area, but what a difficult PA to trade right here, because you can see the whiplash that happened down over there. It's gonna be very hard to survive this. But it's currently distributing from this area. We're just correcting that range on the left hand side. Beautiful distribution as well. Clean distribution, just candlesticks back to back. Let's see that on the daily. Yeah, oh man, we spiked above. Okay, so we spiked above on Monday 200. Damn, this 200 zone is like very difficult for GJ to get through. Man, this is like a perfect example to show you how psychological areas in the market work, because it's not always also about just the technicals, the candlesticks, but you also have these psychological points as well. You see there, we got like 200. Yeah, we got like 200 over here. So 200 just being respected multiple times. But I guess once we get above that zone, it should be a lot nicer, I suppose. But yeah, for right now, I think GJ is just going to keep bumping its head up here. So I anticipate it's going to try and move up there again. It's doing like a small little break and retest situation, possibly one here on the daily. And then to push up. Yeah, the daily tells the story too. Exactly. Every time you get onto a new instrument, you got to go from the quarterly time frame. You got to understand the quarterly perspective of the pair, and then you work your way down towards the lower time frames. It's like on gold, we can say, okay, you know, it's been moving up here for the previous 2 quarters. We got about 1 month, 11 days for this quarter to end, but it's been predominantly bullish. You can say, okay, you know, like we got some really strong bullish sentiments here in this market. You know, in the monthly time frame, then you know, oh, okay, so now we're consolidating. You know, it looks like it's waiting for something. This looks like a good period over here to get involved. You know, like price is consolidating. That means it's taking a break before the next move, especially if we're anticipating with the macros that it can continue to move up bullish. So this is like a small break because you got to look back at it in hindsight. And then this would be the only structure that you had before the next distribution like this comes in. You know, so you got like a lot of wicks here, a lot of small candlestick bodies. Like, okay, so now you can expect to see, but just by looking at that, you can already imagine what the daily time frame looks like. You know, obviously sideways movement like this. It's really good opportunity, especially for people who love investing in longer term assets. Then this is like a fair value of sorts, you know, because it's just moving sideways before the next move, potentially to the upside. But if you're trying to outsmart the market, then what you're going to be doing instead is waiting to buy some kind of dip. But you know, sometimes the dip doesn't happen. Sometimes it just does this and then continues to move on. And that's the worst, you know, like when you get like a good price like this, but you're still trying to get a dip and it just moves up again. So it's just getting more and more expensive. Buy the dip, buy the dip. Hey, good morning, Moj. Gotta remember too, market is extremely over leveraged right now. Over leveraged. See, fourth trade analysis. Oh, okay. So took a sell here. Nice. Fourth trade. This is BTC. Finally got TP1. BTC moving slowly. The idea is price got rejected from the daily support. Okay, on the 1 minute time frame, price shows changes of character from bearish to bullish after the rejected daily support. Entry at the break of 1 minute resistance, SL under 1 minute support. Target retest of yesterday's broken daily support. Oh, nice. Broken daily support up there. You got like, I guess if you're expecting some kind of support, then you have this area here also like a fake out situation. You got a V-shaped reversal that happened right here that you're like, okay, you know, maybe that's just going to be daily support. That's probably going to be a liquidity wick on a higher time frame because you're on the 5 minute, maybe on the 15 or the 30. That's just going to be like a wick. And then you're like, okay, you know, price can move up. I think, yeah, that's how I'd see it. But, oh man, gold is coming back down. I hope it doesn't range for the London, because now we've created a resistance and we have a support. So I want to name this like no trade zone. Resistance 33.27. We got support by 33.22. I really do hope, like it seems like it could even be a fake out potentially, just because of the way it broke above here. And now it's coming back in. Maybe it starts to break below these lows. And then price can start to melt off a bit. What do you guys do after getting profitable? What do you do with all that money? Where do you invest it? Yeah, what do you do, chat? What do you do, chat? What do you do? I think, like, you know, you can invest in a lot of things. You can invest in a lot. There's a lot of options. One thing I don't like to do, though, I don't like to invest in new businesses. You know, because a business is like a baby, and, you know, you gotta really baby that business. So I don't like investing in businesses. I don't like starting new businesses or investing in people's new businesses. Maybe a more well-established business, but yeah. Man, startups is really difficult. But there's also a really good opportunity, I guess, if you get on the right startup. You know, like on some Shark Tank vibes. If you can find like a good man, you know, like Shark Tank missed on so many good companies like Ring. You know that Ring thing, that Ring camera? Apparently Ring blew up and all the sharks kind of like, they didn't see the value in Ring. You know, there are a lot of companies out there if you're really good at that sort of thing. But I think majority of the companies on Shark Tank, they don't actually, I believe that they might not be as profitable. Majority of the companies, only a few. But obviously, you know, that show got sponsors. So it's not always, I don't think it's always their money necessarily. I think they got sponsorships and there's some other inner workings going on. Ethereum. Gotta have right people in the place to have a business run like a machine. And you don't hardly do a thing. Yeah. You gotta like have some kind of experience in that field. I found out to make something run like a machine, you can't do without like some kind of experience. You know, you definitely need some kind of experience. So that's why startups is always like a bit like, you gotta see who's running the startup, you know. Who's running the startup? Where's their success coming from? Was it just like a viral moment? Can they replicate that viral moment? You know, sometimes people get lucky. They can make $1 million in a year, but maybe it's because they just got viral off a certain product, which was like a niche product. And maybe, you know, that's like a trend. You know, like how fidget spinners were a trend one time and everybody was drop shipping fidget spinners and making a lot of money. You see something like that, maybe it's not applicable today. Just like, for example. So yeah, I think business, man, it's a cutthroat industry. You got to be a real shark when it comes to business and entrepreneurship, you know, just like when it comes to trading as well. Those guys are not penny pinchers, you know. Some of you guys kind of invest $50 in your own education, competing against people who are willing to risk it all to make their dreams come true. So it is like it's like quite a cutthroat industry. Gold always waiting for you to end stream for it to have a major move. Yeah, you see yesterday, what did we say about that fake out? Yesterday, we had that little fake out over here. And then we're like, okay, so, you know, these sellers are trapped. So it's like, just put them out of their misery already, you know? And once we broke, and remember we had that tiny little accumulation situation that happened over there. And then once we broke, nice little entry too. Off of this, and then price distributed. Lovely. Taking out these guys, the previous sellers, and it just completely skyrocketed up. That was really nice. Man, I told you, like, every time I take a trade and it does this to me, this is always a losing trade. You know, that's why I'm like, just manage your risk. Just manage your risk. Have the option to get out of break even, or maybe lose like, you know, 50%, or like just reduce your risk. Because that always happens, chat. Like literally every time the market gives me a hard time, I already have a feeling that's going to be a losing trade. And then you can use that as a confluence to why you can take these buys over here. And we've already made a video on this. You know, we made a video on this already. So you got to go on the channel and watch those videos. You can't just be waiting for streams. You know, in the streams, you only get what you get. But the videos also give like certain different dynamics of the market. And then I thought, man, we could take a sell over here. So I ended up taking a sell over here. And, you know, price moved down for a bit. I was like, oh, nice. And then it started to pull up. Then I'm like, damn. Hit TP1 and then it kind of stopped me out. Like shit. And then it started moving down again. I saw a re-entry over here though. I was paper trading this. There was another re-entry that came over here, but I was out of ammo for the day. So I just had to sit there and just watch the market do its thing. But I knew it was a liquidity grab as well, just because of the way it closed above resistance here and then started to come down like this, engulfing this previous candlestick. Because I was looking at filling up this range initially when I took the sell here. And then after that, it just completely nutted. Yeah, but you know, sometimes you can't win that fight. The only way you can win the fight is by giving your trade a second chance. But, you know, given the right amount of time, the more second chances you give, again, you're going to have the market. You're going to give the market exactly what it wants. It wants you to always give your trade second chances, because there's going to be more days that you get comfortable giving second chances that you don't win the second chance. So I guess you got to be like really picky about those second chance trades. Yeah, but I'm already up for the month here, about 19%, no rush. You know, we still got about one more week to go. We've taken around just about 25 trades. So let's see if price can get out of the zone. Would be really nice. What do you think of Alex Hormozy? I don't watch Alex Hormozy. Let me see. Oh yeah, I don't watch Alex Hormozy. You know, for me, I feel like I'm sure this guy, he teaches about entrepreneurship, right? Skills and whatnot. I think also, you know, part of being business oriented like this, it's also intrinsic. It's intrinsic to, you know, like how do you even explain? How do you even explain such a thing? But I'm sure he gives good advice. The problem is, sometimes I find like packaged things like this, they don't help me as much. You can get a few ideas and, you know, it's good for brainstorming and that sort of thing. But like this, it doesn't help me. I always feel like making money in business, it's kind of intrinsic. You either know or you don't know, in a sense, you know? You either know or you don't know. It doesn't mean just because you know you're going to be perfect at it. You're going to fail. You're definitely going to fail and you're going to learn lessons along the way. But again, it's either you know or you don't know. Like some people just have it and other people, this can help. But it definitely is more intrinsic. It definitely is more intrinsic. And it depends on the route that you take. Some people take the hardcore investing route, like, you know, in Shark Tank, how they do it, how they break down businesses. There's also like a foundation that they use to evaluate businesses and how they can be successful. Now, that's a skill that I could definitely use. You know, I could go and learn how to do that. That could definitely help my edge. But then there's that other thing. You know, it's that other thing. It's like the other thing, like, what's the name? Mark Wahlberg? Maybe Mark Wahlberg, even as he was, not Mark Wahlberg. Damn, I forgot this guy's name. But there's that other thing, how businesses can become very successful, but they don't know exactly what it is they're doing, but they know how the vision is supposed to go, if that makes sense. But if you ask them the numbers and that sort of thing, like even if you watch Shark Tank, some people, they can't really evaluate businesses like in that way, but you can see the vision that this thing can actually become successful. It's kind of like Uber. You know, like Uber back in the days, maybe it was slightly looked down upon, but now it's like this really huge thing, Uber. Can you give... Okay, I don't know if Uber was a good example, actually. But yeah, it's wild though. It's wild the amount of like businesses which are so huge now, but back in the days, it's like people took some time to believe in them. But looking back at it now, just like when you take a trade, in hindsight, it always looks like so obvious. You know, like Bitcoin, for example, in hindsight, Bitcoin looks so obvious. You know, but it doesn't look obvious in the moment. So it's also about nurturing that skill as well, that vision. Because sometimes, you know, the numbers, if you're too cooked up in numbers, then you're never going to have that additional capacity to think outside the box. It's the same thing for me. Like when I take my trades, if I get slippage right here, I'm not going to be too cooked up with the numbers and say, oh, it has to be exactly here or it has to be exactly here. I'm just going to trade the vision. I'm trading the vision. I'm not too cooked up on, oh, it needs to be exactly 25 pips. It needs to be exactly $500. You know, like, you know, some things in life, man, you just got to like allow it to flow. You can't be too cooked up with the numbers, especially in trading, because in trading you can't get the perfect. I thought I could manage my risk, but when I started learning about risk management, I always thought I could manage my risk, let's say exactly $50. You know, I'd always just try to get exact. Like I was thinking like an accountant, it has to be $50 and it has to be this number. I need that number. Even if it's 0.5 pips away, 0.5 pips, I miss this trade. Even if it moves 100 pips, I'm missing it for 0.5 pips because it needs to give me exact entry and everything. And that's kind of like where you kind of mess yourself up, because now you miss out on a lot of opportunities. You know, it's an unfortunate thing. You miss on a lot of opportunities like that when you're trying to be perfect in the market. You know, maybe you're going to say, oh no, this is my sell over here. It needs to be exactly this sell. Then you're going to have price usually come up like this and then like reject it. Then that's going to keep happening to you over and over and over again until you actually start like shifting a bit, you know, and being okay with times where it does actually hit your target and then comes down like this. But you're more accounting for the times that it doesn't hit your target, you know, because trading is like a probabilities game. It's not about being perfect. It's not about having the perfect entry and perfect exit. You know, at the end of the day, the goal is to make money, right? So you have to find a way that you can do this effectively. It's much better to be effective than efficient in the market. You know, it's much more difficult to be efficient. But if you got an effective strategy, that's where you need to be. What's your bias for EU? I'm not sure. I'm not trading EU. Euro is one of the most manipulated pairs. You know, Euro is one of the most dirtiest pairs. I don't like Euro pairs. I don't even think I've ever had a win streak on a Euro pair. Alex is very nice to hear, but doesn't work on me because I'm too used to invest in myself. At this moment, I don't want to run big business. I just want to trade at this moment and do my real estate business that my wife is taking care and live life with peace. Big business is just problems every day to solve. Yeah, like that's true. It can be crazy. It can be quite overwhelming. I would say focus on one thing, master one thing. You know, if you master one thing, it's much better than also just operating in different realms. Because you see, like this trading is like my realm. So I know trading, I know the ins and outs of trading. Now, if you put me in real estate, you know, it's not a realm that I'm very comfortable with. Now, if I even spread myself thinner into like something else, you see, it's like, that's not my realm. Like I don't belong there. So I think the best thing is like, if you can find something that you're already good at, let's say even trading, and you're going to make capital from trading the markets, and then you're going to say, okay, like how can I keep growing in this realm? You know, then you're going to think, okay, maybe I'm going to sell courses. You say, how can I keep growing in this realm? Then you say, okay, maybe I sell funded program. And then you say, how can I keep growing? Maybe you sell broker. You know, you start a brokerage. You know, you say, how do I keep growing? Then you see, you keep doing that over and over and over and over again. But the important thing is you're starting with what you're already good at and you're mastering this. You know, it's the same method a lot of other people use. If you're a pastor, for example, you know, if you're a pastor, you're really good at preaching. They're like, okay, let me open my own chart shop. You open your own chart shop. All right, let me start selling merch. You know, you sell merch. Then you start maybe selling like something else, maybe a course of sorts or something. I'm not sure. But that's the trajectory of a lot of businesses. That's why, you know, sometimes you wonder, why do people sell courses if they're already profitable? This is the reason. It's just, you know, sometimes just to grow. It's just to grow, it's to elevate, build communities. Because in life, you can only elevate when you're working with people. If you do it yourself, sometimes you kind of like reach a level. But if you start working with other people, then it can expand a lot more, better for you. So, you know, life's all a game of elevation. Just try and get better every day. GJ looking lovely for a buy setup, waiting on the hourly before I pull my trigger. Let's see. GJ. Hourly. Yeah, GJ has been moving good of late. Like, there's some opportunity. Hourly is about to close here in the next 8 minutes. close it above resistance, then you have clean range up towards like this resistance by 199, 800. Mega charge. Open a mega charge. Like this guy creeps me out. This guy's so rich, but he creeps me out. He's like his what's the name? Kenneth Copeland. Yeah, there's a lot of controversy with him, like whether pastors should be even like this wealthy, like he is. Kenneth Copeland. But can you blame him? Like, can you blame him really? I think people should be compensated. Like, if people like him and like the way he does things, I think there's nothing wrong with compensation. Yeah, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan impersonates creepy preacher. Kenneth Copeland. He looks like the devil. He said something like he doesn't like flying commercially because he doesn't want to be in a tube full of devils or demons or something like that. But apparently it was taken out of context. Well, he kind of twisted it up. Like the way he kind of twisted it up. Like he said it, but he made it sound like that's not what he meant. But yeah, let's see. To all those big businesses, 44 now. I just want to assure my retirement passive income in about 5 years, more or less. Probably keep trading in real estate. I hear that. I think trading is definitely like an avenue. It can also be an avenue for investing in other things. Most of the time it's, well, I'd say real estate. Most people invest in real estate. But yeah, let's see if gold can move. You know, just patiently waiting here. Price is up 0.27%. It's still hovering, but I assume that we can break out anytime soon from this area and then get that little spring. I'm waiting for like a little pop-up above this level to catch that continuation. I think what it is, it's probably the hourly candlestick. Hourly is about to close here in the next 5 minutes. Then we're going to get the new hourly open. Hourly gonna open up like this and then, you know, hopefully start moving up, continue to move bullish. Because remember, we measured the hourly candles. These candles are not really moving that much. No, it's pretty much the exact same size of that previous one right there. Hey Tetra, if those two favorite pairs of yours shows you a signal that there wouldn't be set up for a month, would stay away from trading. Oh, for a month? No, there's no way that I can not have a signal for a month. It's impossible. It's impossible that I can't even have a signal for a day. There's always going to be some kind of a signal in the market. I think the only thing that makes it difficult is if it's ranging a lot. Like if, let's say for whatever reason, the market is just continuously like this, it can make it difficult, but there can always be a signal. You know, especially when you're trading on the 1 minute time frame, you can always find like a signal. What I think that's going to affect is the way your P&L is going to look. Because for me, in the beginning of August, like during the times that I was trading, it was quite choppy. So also my P&L was reflecting the same. You see, like I would get win, loss, break even, loss, win, win, win. loss. So it also depends on how the market is. And then when it's good, see, like for the most part, it's been good during the time I'm trading, and then it starts to open up. So my job is just to make sure I'm not over trading and I'm following my rules. You know, I'm taking the trades that I need to be taking. That's all. Because you can't control this. You know, if you've been destined for a loss, it is gonna happen. Correct? So if I'm waiting for price to break out, and let's say price was thinking about doing this today to break these highs and then give me my entry and then come down, it's like almost like destiny. That's how I look at it. So, you know, some losses you can't avoid. You just have to keep executing on your setup. Amazon was locked down upon at first. Oh, looked down upon at first. Why would I trust the internet when there's a library? Oh, and Netflix too. Yeah, Amazon was... People did not understand Amazon because they were not making money. But they didn't understand the model that they had. They were not making money was because they were reinvesting all the money back into the company. So on paper, they were not having like profitable quarters and that sort of thing. But it's because a lot of the money was going back into the company. So there's that, like, it was still growing, but it was just not profitable on paper. Can you give the spreadsheet? Yeah, you can download it in the description box under free TFX spreadsheet. Tire shops will always be around and profitable. Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty interesting story about that Michelin tires. I think Michelin used to be... It never started as a tire company. It started as something else. But yeah, tire shops is a pretty good one. This is that zone I was saying it does go through it, but messy about beforehand. Must be some sort of key level. Be careful of fake outs. Let's see. The Michelin brothers were involved in farm machinery business. I remember I was watching something and it was something odd about Michelin. This business used rubber parts such as hoses, valves, and joints, which were a precursor to their eventual work with rubber and tires. Okay. Cyclists arrived. How long is this thing? Founded in 1889. Yeah, so what is this? Oh, what did they become? How did a tire company become an elite restaurant rating guide? You see, that's what I thought it was before. I thought it was something like this before, and then they got into tires. I was watching something a while back about this. Anyway. BTC is now dumping. The Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin is coming down towards support. Man, I'm so happy I sold. It's come down towards support over here. Still getting ready for 130. say 15-minute looks good. If it breaks below 33.22, there's a bit of range here, but I don't want to trade it. I want to see this thing, you know, because gold right now is faking out a lot. If you notice how it broke below support, look at how it's wicking back upwards, breaking above here. So it's like kind of spinning. Actually, it looks like there's a bit of a shock in the water. Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a shock in the water today. At least for the London session. Fake the lows, fake the highs, back into the range. But we're so close to breaking out. I hope it's not a breakout for pre-New York like we had on yesterday's move. Because, you know, when London moves, it moves. But you can see also yesterday's London Open was consolidating. We consolidated here. We consolidated here. There's a bunch of consolidation. I feel like it might be breaking into the same thing. Yeah, I don't want to consolidate now. I kind of want the volume to come in. You see, like you get London Open volume. It's always nicer if you get in the first 2 hours. The setup. Because the more we go into the... What time is it right now? That 5 a.m. Eastern candle, then I can expect more of this consolidation. You see, like, for example, this was also 5 a.m. Eastern over here. That's when, naturally, then I would be expecting gold to maybe consolidate a bit more. See this? So yeah, let's see. Hopefully we can still move here and then within this hourly candle. It's always like that, you know, like when you think the market's not going to do anything and then all of a sudden you start to get like exactly what it is that you were looking for. Because, you know, price can rush down here first and you might get impatient, take the sell, and then you're going to notice that candlesticks start to rush now and do exactly what you wanted it to do. 1 hour has no top wick. Oh, nice. Oh, okay, that's a good call. Yeah, no top wick yet on the hourly, so hopefully you can reflip, create those hourly highs, move up a bit more. It's created the hourly lows, so get a reflip, wick fill on a 1 minute. See, gold futures rise but stay within narrow range. Again with a narrow range. This is the same kind of thing that we got yesterday. Yesterday when we were trading, we got same thing, consolidating. Safe haven demand for precious metal is subdued as optimism over potential. Okay, Russia-Ukraine ceasefire grows and markets turn their attention to. It's usually the same thing over and over again. This is what the market. So if you want to get macro fundamentals, I think TradingView is pretty nice. Pretty nice area to track those macro fundamentals. So you don't have to, you know, sometimes you're gonna outsource from like financial juice. It's also nice, but it's a lot more consolidated for you there on TradingView. Let's see what's going on here. ECB's President Lagarde. Trade deals haven't eliminated uncertainty. High impact consumer price inflation. UK CPI. We identified minor error, no impact on headline CPI. Okay, nothing too interesting here. Yeah, nothing too interesting. My broker has a top wick on the hourly. Usually brokers have them because of like the spread and different pricing. Most brokers are gonna have the wicks. They're actually more wick sensitive. Like when you're looking at your terminal on the brokerage. Yeah, you will get the wicks. High probability. I mean, sometimes you can use it. Like I use it on my, I think I took a buy sometime this week, and the candle didn't have a top wick, but my broker did. It was like, okay, let's just take the buy. It was a pretty good setup though. If you use an NZD USD, see, do we got NZD USD? NZD USD. Oh, damn, this thing's melting. It's down negative 1.20%. Sheesh. This is what I wish gold was doing. We're already taking a sell by now. But prices, yeah, price has really beautiful range on NZD USD. Of that daily, I would anticipate for the rest of the week, there's probably going to be sells. It's middle of the week volume coming in. You see middle of the week volume? You got Thursday and Friday. Most likely continue to fill this range. NZD USD. Yeah, but looks like it's about to break an accumulation right now. It's doing a break and a retest from this area here. It's just completely bleeding off. This is a Kiwi. Dollar strength ahead of Jackson Hole. Kiwi drops on dovish RBNZ. The US dollar gained for third straight sessions on Wednesday against the euro and sterling as traders wait for federal annual Jackson Hole symposium this week for clues of monetary policy path. See, the New Zealand dollar tumbled after the central bank reduced its cash rate by a quarter point to 3% as expected, but said its board had also considered a half point cut. You see, you gotta keep in mind with, you see, you're trading NZD. If you're trading NZD, you gotta know what this is. You gotta know why price is moving down. So you gotta read into this. See this? Zealand tumbled after central bank reduced its cash rate by quarter point to 3%. The Kiwi slumped as much as 1.30%. Its weakest since April 14th, with policymakers lowering their projected floor for the cash rate to 2.55 from 2.85%. Now you're gonna look at that and say, okay, that makes sense. You know, that makes sense why price is moving down. Because you see, it has nothing to do with technical analysis. Most of these really big moves are going to do with like fundamental analysis. So you're going to say, okay, you know, that makes sense. I think price should keep moving down. I think there's a good probability that we should have been just moving down today. So for me, what I think is if it breaks these lows, starting to come down like this, I don't see a reason as to why it should even move up. You know, why should it move up? It's already down 1.30%, which is nuts actually. Because these candlesticks, man, I don't even know if it created any structure here. Look at this drop. Look at this candle. And it's consolidating, but now it looks like it might be gearing for breakout continuation to the downside. So if you're still looking for a buy, you're really going against fundamentals and overall market volume. Because it's usually days like this, when you try and take a buy, you keep losing the buy. You're going to look back at it in hindsight, and you're going to be like, man, I should have just stuck to my sell. I should have just taken a sell. Was looking at BTC and a good entry on the 5-minute for a buy, just like the one I took on gold. Those the time rejection wicks into the buy. Oh, there's rejections. Got some rejections here. This change of character. Same, but in BTC. What is this? BQL. This is choppy. This is some choppy PA. Oh, equal lows. Hey, Rado Slow. Rado Slow. Thank you for the sub, man. Let's save price. Let's see what GJ does. Coming down towards support here. 199, 146. These days, there's more volume in NY. London has been very slow. It could be. Yeah, it could be the case. It could be the case. Let me see. From 5, that's 6. 6. Yeah, it looks like I have also been taking a few of these pre-NY. I love this pre-NY trades. We might even get the setup towards pre-NY. Got a lot of pre-NY trades here. Yeah, it could be. London has been consolidating, then volume typically is coming at pre-New York to NY. But I was kind of hoping that was shifting soon. You know, especially coming onto the charts there, I was already looking forward to some buys. Seeing that price was already up 0.30%. A Prince. Asia is also pretty bad. Yeah, I don't trade the Asia. I thought Asia was alright. I thought Asia was kind of trending, setting up towards... I've been mainly seeing like some kind of volume during the Asia time. Oh, this is such a beautiful trade here. When was this? This was on Tuesday. August 21st. Did we take this? Wait, why is it saying this is Tuesday 12th? Oh, my bad. Sorry, yeah. Tuesday 12th. August 21st. Tuesday. Yeah, we did take it. I think. We took a buy here at 6:09, but that's a London Open. So we didn't take it. Such a nice buy here. Kind of looks like some kind of profit taking. After I retested these lows down over here, there was some kind of entry. And then it rallied up beautifully. And then they took profit. Because, you know, when you're also reading candles, you're kind of thinking in terms of psychology, correct? You're always thinking in terms of psychology of human psychology of what people could be doing. It's kind of interesting. Come up here, rally up, risk off. Now we're down to support. But Luke did say there was some kind of level here that price keeps hitting. I'm not sure what it is because the 4 hour to me looks clean. You know, unless you're maybe considering these other levels back here. I would say, man, the 4-hour looks good. The hourly time frames look good. It still look nice to continue moving up. You know, especially as we've created like a support here. Created support here. New hourly candlestick has opened up. What do we expect from ref holders? There's going to be like some new updates on the economy and how the US economy is doing from the FOMC meeting minutes. So we can just expect some updates, you know. We just gotta see what comes out of this. But usually this is not moving the market as much as obviously the actual FOMC. This is always just like a recap. It's always like a recap and a little update. $25 is key resistance. This is barcoding on the 15-minute. Nasty little barcode. But the setup itself on the 15 looks clean. Do you think of like some kind of some sort of like a sell idea? I think the sell it makes more sense on the 15. Because you see like price broke above here. You got like a small little fake out situation. You have some rejection wicks over here that's been formed. Now it's trying to break below support. Even a potential head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Then volume to break below that support to continue to come down. Fill this range. So that's if you're looking for a sell. I guess that's the only way I can make sense of it. You also got the 8 SMA there. But we're fighting up against the 30-minute SMAs. We got some room until the hourly SMA down over there. Gotta get through this 5-minute zone here. We're gonna break below that 8 SMA on the 5-minute. You know, the whole idea behind the SMAs is like dynamic support. So if you're new to the channel, we just use this as dynamic support and resistance. You know, because you will have reactions from them. And if you put them on your chart, you're gonna see those reactions. It doesn't mean that price is now gonna always respect SMAs or whatever. It's just gonna price action is king at the end of the day, right? But sometimes we want to see like what could price be struggling with. But the way candlesticks close will always determine, and the wicks that it breaks, a higher probability of price going in a certain direction. And if we can have the SMAs in our favor and confluence, you know, even better for our trades. But yeah, right now 15 looks like it's starting to break below support over here. Let's see this range. This is like a 29.5 pip range down towards that zone. 30-minute looks clean. Heck, obviously also hourly looks clean. Since we've been kind of moving up anyway. Little accumulation, potential breakout. I mean, it looks good. If you're looking for a sell idea, it looks good, you know, but I'm not looking for a sell idea. Let's see what price does here. It creates like a support and then re-breaks the lows, get a little break and retest off the 5-minute, possible. But we honestly would love to see price get through this wick here by 33.21 to increase the probability of a sell-off. The reason I'm avoiding this is because, especially if you got a bigger stop loss, but usually I've been noticing with the London session, it's like if you're counter trending it, you just get stuck in these moves until later on, then price decides to move up. So you could break these lows, put you in some profit, and then consolidate, and then have the move. You know, I've usually seen that happening with the London session quite a bit, and it's also basically the same thing that happened with yesterday's PA. So it kind of gets you stuck in a trade, which looked good in hindsight. Like, I mean, which looked good when you're taking it, but then it just buys time. It just triggers you in your position. It buys time and then has the actual direction. So I'm still anticipating that actual direction is still going to be bullish. So it's a lot of waiting. You know, the thing is, like, if you're not comfortable with waiting, you get stuck in trades that you don't want to be taking, you know. The only reason you rush is because you gotta be somewhere, or you know, you just want to take a trade and scratch that itch. But usually that doesn't result in a profitable trade. It usually puts you in drawdown. So you're gonna have to wait anyway. Because now you're in the trade, but now you're in drawdown, it's not playing out, so you're still waiting. But you're still in a, now you're gonna be in a trade. When you could have just waited for the what you're waiting for. If that was the case, that you were having a bullish bias. Slow market, yep. I feel dumped to 3307. Dump it. Where's Bogdanov? Bogdanov needs to dump it. True, getting stuck in ranges and then it flips in later into drawdown. It's the worst because now you're still waiting, but you're waiting in drawdown. But Derek got away with it. Sometimes Derek gets away with it. Last time you got away with it, I didn't. Because you took the first trade. That's why you got away with it. You know, because sometimes in the market, you have to take the risky trade. Because the risky trade is paying you. The other trade is usually like when you hesitate, a hesitation trade is usually not as good. Sometimes a risky trade is the one that you need to be taking. Because that's like where most people are going to be fearful, and then that's where you're going to have like an edge. But in this situation, I haven't seen a one trade play out. So this would be the first one here. Last time Derek took it, he took it like here. Price had moved up and it was bullish and I didn't want to sell. Then he took the sell and then I came in here. I took the sell down here and then I got stuck in consolidation. Hit limit. See, trades taken. Risky trade. Enter sell using H&S strat. Oh, head and shoulders. Expecting volume from the right shoulder. A little bit rushing the market, but securing around 20 pips down for the day. Oh, you're already in the trade. Okay. I thought you were waiting for price to break those lows. Now it looks like you took a sell here. Yeah, you got a... This is like a potential right shoulder situation. We don't know if that's really the right shoulder until you actually see the follow through. So it looks like you did actually catch it. Because sometimes, you know, you take the trade here and then you think this is the right shoulder and it comes up and it does that again. And then that still becomes the right shoulder. But nice. Got a risk-free position. And it's such a nice risk-free trade because we just now have to get through that wick. If you get through that wick over there, then you have like some clean range on the higher time frames to come down. You got like about 29 pips. But we gotta break that wick. If you don't break the wick, then you gotta be scared. Slow dump, not so good. Yeah, slow dump. This candlestick did reflip towards the end of it closing. See, trust that gut feeling. That gut feeling is what it is, you know. When you see like a slow movement and that kind of thing, it's usually a sign of sorts. So, but you shouldn't allow that to mismanage. You shouldn't let the gut feeling also make you mismanage your trades. Hola G, hola Ken. I think I pushed myself too hard at the gym earlier. I'm half asleep. You gotta take, you know the thing is like also professional athletes like LeBron James, he sleeps a lot. This guy sleep a lot because, you know, your body does need that rest. It needs that natural rest, especially if you train hard. Sleep is a very important aspect of training hard as well. So it's natural, you know, it's natural. You gotta sleep, you gotta sleep. You gotta take your power naps. I always take a power nap. Like some point in the day, I'm gonna also take a power nap. Especially if you train hard. And the thing is, like, you gotta train hard at the gym too. You know, because that's when the results really come, is usually when you're training the hardest. Like making your sets count. You know? So you gotta push it, man. Push it, Woods. Push it till 2 to 1 reps to failure. Always train hard, because that's where the growth is. I always try and make those last reps really count, you know? Otherwise, I feel like I'm just burning energy. But man, yesterday I was meant to gym, but I was so tired. For some reason. I couldn't, so I gotta make it up today. I take power nap and ended up waking late. Yeah, it's true. My power naps usually supposed to be like 20 minutes, but sometimes, man, of late I've been sleeping power nap for like almost an hour. But it's important. Like, also I think in Japanese culture, they got those sleeping pods at work. So, you know, sometime during work, you gotta take a power nap. I think it's really good. Hey, Frankie, good morning. I always find myself moving SL hoping for price to behave, but I always lose more. This week, London session has been ranging. Look at this. It's flirting with the idea of breaking this wick low by 33.21. Come on, break it. Oh, there we go. Keeps closing bearish. See, just like this candlestick. It was bullish and then it flipped in the last moment, closed bearish, leaving top wicks behind. That trade, that's not an A+ setup. Give me a W. I don't rush into sells. Definitely don't want to rush into any sells here. But technically speaking, it doesn't look too bad, because like if you consider the way the daily candlesticks have been moving, the daily candlesticks have been more predominantly bearish, you know, and we're still anticipating that this daily candle is gonna do what this previous candlesticks did, because, you know, at one point these candles were all bullish, you know, just like exactly what we're seeing happening on the 5-minute right now, with the candles being bullish and then flipping towards the end. Like what these daily candlesticks were. Like the dailies were like starting off bullish, then they would reflip. Start off bullish, reflip. So this one, I'm also expecting the same thing to happen. You know, like generally speaking, I'm still expecting price to be coming down towards 32.75. But again, for me to get involved, like I want to at least see the daily flip first, because right now we're still bullish, at least for the London session, just to avoid any sort of fake outs from early entries. But you know, for price on the daily to flip, we would still need to move down about 63 pips. 63 pips. If someone's taking a sell here, they'll be playing off mainly the previous volume from the. You can look at that as a continuation, basically a retracement, price retrace to try and attempt to move downwards again. I guess that's what the market would be looking at, you know. So I'm just looking from like a general perspective here. So what the market would be looking at after such a retracement, because there's a lot of PA there, you know. There's a lot of confluence there. We had our fake outs, got some rejection wicks, possible head and shoulders. It's an important area for sure. You know, this is definitely a point A. Because if the market bleeds off, you're going to look back at it and then it's going to make sense for you to have caught it from this zone. Correct? So it's just a matter of like, is that your trade? Is that what you're looking for? Is that what you wanted to execute on? And if it is, you know, then awesome. Because it is a point A. And if it isn't, that means you just got to wait a bit. Maybe get accumulation, manipulation, and then end up getting what you wanted to see above 33.28. I put a question in analysis tab, Vic. Just curious and not sure of that. Is this enough to be called a console? Oh, no. I mean, the console is overall this area. Because now you're looking from a 5-minute perspective. You know, so this would be the general zone. But this is not a console. This is like price moved down and moved up and then moved down. You know? Like that, and then it's like started trickle downwards. So on the 5-minute, not really. But even if you put like a line graph here, let's go on the 5-minute. You see, that's the overall range from here to here. Maybe on the 1-minute there was something a bit better. But that's what we're anticipating, is like it's breaking from this on the 15-minute. It looks nicer. It looks a bit more barcodey. So on the 15-minute, it looks like this could be the distribution to correct the range down towards 33.18. Do I bath in salt water? Why? I don't even take baths. I take showers. Bath in salt water. How are Russian girls generally for relationship? I think they're hard workers. I think they listen a lot, and they're not fussy. They could be hard. Okay, they could be hot-tempered. Like they could grind your gears, definitely, but they get their assignment. They understand their assignment. Let me just put it that way. But they could get on your nerves for sure, when they want to be really irritating. But for the most part, my experience with them, like they are definitely very supportive. With your cap on or off, do you have hair on your head? Yes. I have hair on my head. I hope that helps you. Sleep now. sleep at night better. I do have hair in my head. Just give them vodka and they will chill. Man, vodka is cheaper than mineral water in Russia. Plenty of that to go around. I hate vodka though. And vodka just gives you... I feel like that gives you headaches. Right now, we are moving in the same range as yesterday after NY Open. It's looking to sell. It's really looking to sell here, but... you see, this is the thing about the London Open I've been really cautious about. These little fakies. These potential fakies over here. Oops. Where's that going there? Man, look at this GJ as well. GJ looks like if it breaks below support, you got a, what is this, 30 pip range. It's also flirting. Like the thing is, like gold and GJ at these kind of key levels, because you know we haven't had a move yet. We haven't had like any real move since we started the stream, like in a general context of the market. The only thing that we've had is like a fake out and a consolidation, and now it's considering giving a move. But it's very difficult, you know, because you take a buy, it sells off. You take a sell, it buys. So we haven't yet, generally speaking, had any movements. And I know someone might argue with me and say, oh yeah, but what about that fair value gap into the inverted order block over there that tested the SMT from yesterday's Sunday lows? But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just the general, you know, like in a very objective way of looking at markets. Just a general market, you know, that's not had a real significant direction for people to be catching trades. Because remember, like when the market moves, it moves, correct? It moves and you can all get into the same position, but for different reasons. But the important thing is, like, you know, at the end of the day, the market's neutral. Like how money has no feelings, the market also has no feelings. So you can cook up your strategies here, but, you know, for the market, it's just moving. The market doesn't know it's moving because of FVG or support resistance necessarily. It's just moving. That's how I kind of like to think of markets. You know, like money, like how money doesn't have feelings, the market doesn't have feelings. So you got your strategies and your theories on why it should move or had that move, but that's just for you to make sense of the market. You know, it doesn't mean that it moved exactly because of that reason. So I think it's a really nice way of thinking about markets. Because you're trying to break boundaries, you know, you're always trying to break boundaries. The thing is, like, new traders, they're too much in the training wheels. If you have like a bike and you got like those tricycles, they're using this too much, you know, but it's like nothing in life is always going to be so black and white like this. So yeah, those could help you stay on the road and get you to where you want to go. But at the same time, you know, you got to like stop and smell the roses in a sense, you know, smell the roses and try and just like see from a different perspective. Because that's how you're going to elevate. That's how your trading gets better. And that's why actually that skill right there is what helps you adapt. You know, if you're too focused on just the strategy itself and you're not understanding the context and the overall environment, then it's much more difficult. It can be a lot more difficult to remain in line with what the market is doing, I guess. Yeah, but whiskey has a proper hangover. That's true. I don't like browns. Actually, what do I like? I don't like a lot of hard liquor, to be honest. I just drink, if I drink, I just drink beer or wine for the most part. Beer or wine. The fakie you were talking about, yeah, exactly. This is the most annoying thing, because this thing can still trend, man. Like, how long have we been streaming for now? We've been on stream for 1 hour, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. I still want to give myself this hourly candlestick here, because it could be much like yesterday, but we could even get it sooner. But you see, for yesterday, unfortunately, it came towards the end of the stream, and I didn't want to be a slave to the market. So I had to call it. I had to call it a day there. I'd call it a day. Then I came back a little bit later on because I felt a bit bad. But yeah, the thing is, like, if you give yourself 2 hours to trade, just respect that time. Respect that time, and then go do something else after the 2 hours. Or like take a small break. I stick to water or juice nowadays. Very good. Yep. Water or juice. Drinking actually, it does hinder a lot of performance. That is true. Like, generally speaking, you do feel the effects. Especially if you're already healthy and you're working out a lot. Can't drink. Especially if some of y'all are like professional athletes at your own levels, like in school. Maybe you play a lot of football, soccer. Man, you really feel drinking. That really affects your performance. How old am I? Old enough? What a shark. Yes. Now it's the whips. You see, that's what I mean. Like, generally speaking, it's not putting people in profits. It's just faking them out. Faking above here, faking below here. We need to see some kind of like decision in the market, some kind of a distribution. Remember, like, each session moves a bit differently. Like the pre-London time, you can get away with such a thing like this. But for the London time, it's been a bit more sideways. And then pre-NY starts to have a bit more of a trend. And then New York session could even have a reversal. So it's just like how the current sessions that you're seeing are operating right now. Because that's also going to change. That's also going to eventually shift. Trading small lot size, but did 10 euro consolidation breakout. Oh, nice. How many trades are these? You took 2 trades today. Buys on gold. Buys on gold. There's just been a buy today. So far, Derek got away with a sell over here though. I think people were surprised about this sell from yesterday. I reckon people thought this was going to continue skyrocketing up if you're trading yesterday's PA and you finally saw price was breaking above the resistance. Probably thought, if you were trading, you probably thought price was going to keep going up. But man, I've just been considering the overall volume here. For the most part, having that higher time frame context is like really important. Because for sure, the sellers could be coming in at any point. This daily stick could still easily reflip. Easily reflip. I just thought we could get a bit more of a push. A little bit more of a push over here. Take some buys. But we know if it touches 3,300, it's going back up. Where's 3,300? Oh, damn. We're so close to 3,300. Sheesh. Yeah, we're just about 113 pips away from the Asia lows. And from where we are, it's like wait, how many pips is that? Like 238. This is easily done here on the daily time frame. We could see 3,300 psychological mark today. See from wick to wick. Yeah, easily 3,300 could be the mark. And you're gonna see it in the news. You're gonna see the tabloids go off here. That gold is approaching 3,300. We're back down to 3,300. Pricing in, you know, potentially pricing in is gonna be the case for gold schlongs in September. That could be the situation over there. But you're gonna see it once we tap 3,300. If you're plugged into the right channels, you're gonna get the feeds. It's a magnet, that level. It's a level the buyers are really trying to hold, but they're gradually losing ground off the daily. GJ thoughts? I don't know, like GJ look good below sells. Sells below 199, 150. You know? That's what I thought. Like GJ had like some room here to correct. But daily right now is up 0.03%. GJ has been trying to lift more upwards. That's the thing with GJ. It's just struggling here at this psychological market 200. So you got gold at 3,300 and you got GJ here at 200. Those are the key levels that the market is really eyeing at this point. You know, maybe GJ can hold like some kind of level here by a 198,500 and reattempt to get back up above 200. Gold schlongs, exactly. This candle can easily flip in any direction. Give 200 pip fall or rise is the same. Hopefully rise. At least for now. Yeah, faked out close back in the range. Back in the gulag here. You see that spin from here and here? This is kind of like how you can tell the market condition is like, you know, because price doesn't necessarily always move like this. But when it starts to do this, it's like a shock in the water. So we need to break through this area more than anything else. It's become more than just taking a trade to take a trade, that we just need to get through this zone. It's mirroring itself. Yeah, exactly. It's also mirroring itself. Can put like a vertical line over here, and you're gonna see it's like mirroring itself. UJ kind of respecting some sort of channel for more sells. See, not much has changed with the currency strength meter. It looks like everything is still quite bullish. Kind of hoping that's a fake out that is going to use this little accumulation over here to break above 33.23, so we can start getting some PA, some distribution like this back to the upside. It's going to come out of this zone. If that's going to be the case, it's coming out of this zone right here. Let's see how that operates. So it's breaking that zone now. Because I want to see it rally. I want to see this thing start rallying up. Because if it wants to continue rallying up, it's already done its liquidity grab, technically speaking, below here. And now that would be a possibility for it to start moving up bullish from that area. Let's see, do we even have a minor liquidity grab? Just a couple of long wicks. Come on, pump it up, Goldie. Because it doesn't take much for it to trend. You say it doesn't take much for it to trend. Like, look at these 5-minute candlesticks here. Like how they were just skyrocketing up one after the other. Because if we get a similar thing like that, we'll probably be able to trace it back towards this region here. Gotta pump it up. Yesterday I blew my account 2 times. I said to myself I'll take a break for this month. I know gold is going to flip monthly. Oh, you blew your account. You blew your account. Aren't you the guy who keeps saying he's blown his account, Ricky? How many accounts do you blow? How many accounts do you need to still blow so you can get the message? Man, why is your YouTube algorithm not promoting your channel, whereas cheap traders are gaining traction? I don't know. I just don't know how YouTube works. YouTube works in a very weird way. Yeah, but that's something I noticed too. Look at this. You see, this is starting to distribute here. You see, it's starting to kick in that distribution. That's exactly what I want to see from that region. No withdrawals, only deposit. What are we hovering? 0.27%. Okay, so GJ is also not doing much. So the daily is like a doji, 0.07. I actually thought we'd already be done for the day with the trade today. Because the way the London session opened, look at how beautiful this was. This was by, I think, 0.36%. And then it just dumped back into the range. And right now we got 5 minutes until the new hourly open. Look at this hourly candlestick. Looks like a cheeky little liquidity grab below support. Then reflip, break the highs, and then continue to move up. See, sometimes it just takes a while because the higher time frames still need to close. So it doesn't matter. Even the next hourly candlestick can open up and then hang around this range until the last 5 minutes like this one. And then that's when it starts to move within the last 5 minutes. Because the higher time frame candle is also not in so much of a rush. Because it doesn't matter if it comes up here when it opens. Because it still needs to close. You know, where it closes is usually kind of like the most important as well. You see right now it's like kind of like a small doji, 4 minutes 20 seconds. But I want to see this beautiful liquidity grab and then next hourly just skyrocket up. Then I'm going to jump onto the 1 minute time frame and then see if we can catch a bullish continuation to fill some of this range here. And you see, it's not up to me, it's up to the market. If the market doesn't move, then you know what can you do? Then it's gonna just stay here. It's gonna stay here until another session. See, we've extended the consolidation here a bit now at this point. So got support. So simple PA, no trade zone. Very easy. Very easy. Just sit on your hands. At least for now. Just sit on your hands at least for now. Just let the market show you a bit of direction. Because it also can't do this forever. You know? This is something that we've just seen of late with the London session. But it can't do this forever. Eventually, it's going to have to move. It's going to have to distribute somewhere. That 1 minute not looking good now. Yeah, small little retracement there. MD, thank you for the sub. How did it break? Let's see. A pretty nice break. Hey man, would you rather be early into a trade and be wrong, or enter a trade late and be correct? I would rather be entering late. Give me the late entry. I want to get in late, at least to be sure that price was doing this, that I wanted like a break a week. If I wanted price to break a wick, I want to be sure that it's breaking that wick, for example. So I don't mind getting in late. I really don't, because you know, like, you know, you can't know how long the market is gonna run. Even if you get slipped by like 4 pips, let's see, 4 pips, you don't know how long the market's gonna run. You know what I do sometimes? Sometimes, let's say if I'm in a buy now and I got it slipped and it's hit my profit target over here, I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna put my stop loss to break even and say, okay, you know, this is where I should be securing my profits, but the market could still run. You know, and what typically ends up happening is, let's say if I'm like at 800 bucks over here, 800 bucks, and I want to get like 1,000 bucks from the move, I can just let it continue to move up over there a bit more. You know, because you don't know how long it can run. How many times have you closed a trade and it just kept moving in your direction? You know, look at my signals over here. How many times do we close a trade and it just keeps going up? You know what I mean? So I'd rather just get in late and be sure about the entry. Hey, this just keeps moving up. Just keeps moving up. The important thing is that you're at least stuck into the trade. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, nice. Small little retracement. See, this is why I mean you're gonna track it back down to this level right here. That's the only structural point that you could have caught that by. You see that daily though, I'm waiting on that daily to come up a bit more. When you're winning, you're pessimistic, and when you're losing, you're optimistic. What does that mean? When you're winning, you're pessimistic, and when you're losing, you're optimistic. I think I'm always optimistic. Oh, okay, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. Yeah, when people are winning, they're pessimistic. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's like you're gonna secure profit sooner. And when you're losing, you're optimistic that price will reverse in your favor. Very well said. And you know, it should be the opposite, because when you're winning a trade, it's the same way when you're losing a trade. You understand? Because like when you're losing a trade, it's going against you, and it's most likely going for your stop loss. But that's when you're optimistic. You know, it's going against you, and most of those trades are like losing trades. But when it's going in your favor, that's when you should be optimistic, because it's like price has chosen a direction and it's heading towards a direction. So you should actually be optimistic about that. The problem is like people are not good losers, you know, and to become a successful at anything, you have to become a good loser. If you're not good at losing, then you're gonna give up early, and you're gonna play the victim, and you know, all of these things. Yeah, so people are scared of losing. It's not good, because you know, in school they taught you when you lose, it's not a good thing to lose. When you fail an exam and you know you get scolded by your teachers and your parents, you know, so now you're afraid of losing. You're afraid of failure as well. It's like subconsciously, you know, everybody has their own demons, and trading will reveal them. But it's just an opportunity for you to rewire your brain. That's how I think, like most of my demographic on YouTube, they're mostly in their 20 plus, 20 and above. You know, and the thing is, like, once you hit your 20s, you have to start doing your own thinking, because as I say, like, people have been doing the thinking for you all your life. Your parents have been doing the thinking for you. So once you get to your 20s, it's time for you to start doing your own thinking. And it's time for you to rewire your brain and start to understand these habits that you've developed over the years a bit more. Because now you're in a better position to do that. So yeah, just be very cautious. Audit your thinking always in trading. When you do end up taking a position, just make sure you journal it, audit your thinking, and see what demon is it that you're battling, you know, and where is that stemming from? Because, you know, some people, they over risk, and they can't afford to lose that money. So, you know, that affects their trading. And you can't focus on the craft. You're just too busy focusing on your financial situation. So I think that's going to be a major hindrance. Because let me tell you something. When I find profitability and I had like, you know, a year's worth of savings in my bank account, I could look at the markets way more stress-free. And that allows me to pick like, you know, better trades, and I can be more patient. So you gotta reduce your risk, you know. If you're finding like it's too much risk, just reduce it. It's not good for you, you know. It's gonna be detrimental to your growth. It's just the same thing as in the gym, you know. Sometimes we want to lift those weights. We get excited and we want to, like, you know, we want to lift the heavy weights, but it's not good for you. If you know you can't do it, your body is gonna tell you it can't do it, you know. So you're gonna injure yourself. So you just gotta accept it, take the weights off, and then get that progressive overload. It's the same with your account. You know, your brain knows that this is a dumb shit idea that you're risking, like, you know, 10-20% of the account. Your brain intuitively knows this, or you intuitively know this. So you just got to listen to that intuition, because once you take the weights off and you're trading something like, you know, 1%, 2%, then you're going to be able to trade a lot better. That's why for me, I could theoretically increase my maximum loss. Like my loss is usually hovering between, like, you know, $500, maybe sometimes 1,000, but I try and reduce it way below this, maybe to like 700 or like 800 if anything. But I could increase this and risk like $1,000 a trade. But I know for me, this is like the sweet spot. This $500 allows me to take those chances, you know. But if I take like $1,000 a trade, those same chances which are making me profitable, maybe I'm going to hesitate a bit more because it's more capital on the table. It's the same way as like you coming from like a $500 account and now you've gotten let's say a 100K funded program or 50K funded program. Your psychology will not be ready to see those big numbers. So you're going to fumble a lot of your trades. So, you know, the best advice I can give is just start managing risk, being a bit more, find ways that you can be more stoic is the most important thing. Like whether that's having a trading plan next to you and you have your setup next to you and you know exactly what it is you're looking for. Just something to help you develop more stoicism in your day-to-day activities. That helps you get the job done. You know, emotions don't help you get the job done. You know, you feel that feeling, it doesn't help you get the job done. Oh, I feel like this is a good trade. Oh, I feel this, I feel that. That's not a very good metric to have consistency with. You need a plan. This is going to be my third 10K funded account. I passed the first 2K accounts, but blew after I passed. But this time I think I can even pass the first phase. Godspeed, Godspeed. Just be honest with yourself. If you know you're not profitable, don't do the funded challenges. You know, save that money, invest that money into something else. It will be a lot more fun once you're profitable and you do those funded accounts, because now you can use them as a way to compound your personal account. Come on, Goldie. Let's see on the 1 minute here what's going on. All right, so it retested that area, that zone 1 again. So you see how that happens. See how it's like retesting that area. Tends to happen quite a bit. Because look at this. That was the same thing that happened here from that entry from before. Price pushed up and then it retested. Kind of like mitigated this push over here. So, you know, like even when this was happening, we said this typically happens when there's going to be a big move. You know, it can happen usually when there's going to be a big move. It mitigates and then it gives it more of a push. more of a pushover here. Because like sometimes people have like their profit targets like even set like in such areas like this, but the market can really mess with you. They're gonna put you out of break even and then hit your profit target. Ricky blew his account. Poor Ricky, man. Ricky always blowing his account. Why you want to be known as a guy who keeps blowing accounts? We want to know Ricky as the guy who keeps getting the payouts. Hey guys, just got another payout. Price action in August is very shitty. Let's see, August? I think August for me should be good. I'm up 19%. Even last year, August for me was a good month. I had 22%. Oh man, look at my August last year. I only had 2 losses. This was such a good month. But yeah, this year it's been a little bit more choppy. Man, August last year was so clean. But this year it's really choppy. There goes gold. Oh, there we go.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Now it's coming. Now it's coming. Is it literally the same thing that happened on that last sell that we took that one time? Remember like how you get caught in the sell and then you end up getting what you wanted to get later on. And let me tell you, that day we could have caught the buys and it would have been a beautiful buy. So you see, that's the thing about the markets. You got to learn from your mistakes. You know, you always got to learn from your mistakes. Like just try to get better each time. Each day, every single day is just an opportunity to get better. So let's see now. It's up 0.30%. It still doesn't mean it's going to be a 100% winning trade. It's a good thing that you at least waited for that option. Because you know what grinds your gears? Not following your trades. I mean, not following your plan. That's what really grinds your gears. Because you take a sell and it's a losing sell and then you say, oh, okay, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. Actually, do you know, today my plan said I should take a buy. So you kind of trick yourself. You know, when you redeposit into the account, that money is already gone. Just the fact that you redeposit it doesn't erase the mistakes that you've already made. You know, that's another thing you gotta see. Like when you're doing this for a living, you can't erase your mistakes from redepositing. Your mistakes are going to be there when you're doing for a living and you don't have a salary, because now you have a salary. Now it's like, okay, you know, if I lose this trade, I'm going to get the paycheck at the end of the month. Now imagine you're not getting that paycheck at the end of the month. How are you going to erase that mistake? You know, you can't. It's going to be there. It's like a stain. You know, and you got to find ways to deal with those stains in an honest way. Guys, I know it feels good. You got 400, say I have like $500, you lose for $100 and you reposit $100. It feels good. It tricks your brain into thinking that you're starting afresh. Man, it is a kiss of death on the daily. Not yet. The daily still needs to catch up here. On the previous daily, yes. But on the current daily, we still got some room. But I do hope this is now the volume that we've been waiting for here. And you see where it all started from, guys? Remember, like, if you've been watching the stream, if you've been watching the stream, remember what we said? It's coming from here. It's coming from here because now it's gotten the liquidity grab that I wanted below here from the impatient traders who are kind of like trying to rush. They're saying, oh man, I gotta go grocery shopping right now. So let me just take the sell. And then, you know, just because they're impatient, now you get a loss. So I think it did what it needed to do. So I'm hoping that was a liquidity grab so the daily can keep trending up a bit more. But this was the point of control, if you like to call it that. This was the point of control for where price could start this initial distribution. But again, that's where the market psychology kicks back in when it comes back to retest that zone. But mind you, it did not take out the structure. It just retested the zone to test psychology. I'm probably even coming back to gather some more orders in. Then it had its distribution. And now I'm waiting for it to break above these highs. See, what are we? 0.34%. If it breaks, it could be a runner. Yeah, if it you know, if it breaks this wick over here by 33.27, it could give a nice little pop. Okay, you took a sell. Here we go. Premium box 21. Box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 4, 5, 27. When traveling overseas, taking laptop, what system do you use to ensure safety and always have the best connection? Just Wi-Fi. Just use a regular Wi-Fi. I think that does pretty well. Yeah, so that's it. As long as you got Wi-Fi connection, you're good. Or like cellular data. That's all it is. I would say the cellular data is usually the most stable than the Wi-Fi. So you always gotta be plugged into cellular data somehow. Yeah. Yesterday a funny thing happened to me as well. I took a sell on gold, and then for some reason my Wi-Fi stopped working. Then you kind of like have to manage the trade on your phone. Okay, we're coming up here. Awesome. Let's see if we can pop up above that 33.28 level. Need a push. Come on, Goldie. I think it's going for 33.29.66. Hopefully it doesn't reject off of this level and then come back into the range. Because then it will just be creating like a double top over here and then retesting back the lows. Yeah, basically at the daily highs. What time is it now? It's 5. This 5 a.m. candlestick. Okay. Since we haven't had volume the whole time, this 5 a.m. candle, this 5 a.m. hourly candlestick can still have its push. Looks like the previous hourly did close like a bullish doji. Small rejection of the lows. Close off bullish doji. Really need to get through that level, because if we don't get through this level, usually this type of PA over here can sell off quite heavily. So I've seen certain price action like this where it's like when price leaves a long wick and the previous candlestick is like closing like a small doji with a long wick like this, and then this next candle doesn't manage to break the highs, then if this candle starts to flip down bearish, we could just see that bearish continuation for the rest of the day start to kick in now as we're getting closer towards the New York Open. Because if you think about it, look at this. Candlestick closed bullish, created a support, liquidity grab, but still closed like a small, tight doji. Instead of like something a little bit more bullish. So it's still going to be a little bit cautious over there. August market is wild for you. Oh, I see what happened here. 15-minute close above resistance. Okay, so 15-minute close above resistance. See if this is going to be the whip. See if it doesn't break those highs. Maybe get a whip back into the range. Because we have not yet left the gulag. As you can see, same things that happened back here. Same thing that happened back here could be happening. So, you know, you got to ask yourself then, what's the probability that then that price fakes out again? If you see it happening over and over again. See, what's the probability? You've seen it happen here. You've seen it happen here. So you gotta wait. You gotta wait for this. That's if you're looking for the continuation. Nice little SMA zone. Got the 50, the 8 supporting the 30-minute candlestick upwards. Got the previous 30 close above resistance. At least re-breaking the highs of the previous 30-minute. From there, it popped up about 16.8 pips. Still a nice range on the left-hand side. What time did we start moving yesterday? This was at... Oh, that was exactly at 6. That was exactly at that pre-New York. See, pre-NY volume. Very nice confluence this was. Exactly at 6. Started getting the break. The strong break off that 5-minute. From that accumulation on the 1-minute. Exactly at 6. Beautiful confluence. See, that's at pre-NY volume. See, what did we do yesterday? 5 a.m. We kind of consolidated. See, another volume time here. London open. London open, boom. Pre-NY, boom. These are usually the times that if your trades can line up a little bit more with these areas, it's actually a lot better. It's a lot nicer. So everything that happened right here, London open, see London open volume, awesome, price moved up. Okay, NY open, built up a bit of volume and then continue to sell off. Yeah, I think I would recommend people to really get these kill zones, at least because it's just gonna help you understand the flow of different sessions. I believe it's a lot easier than doing this and not having them on. You can look at it quickly. That's what I do, because once I'm done, sometimes once I'm done with the stream, I don't look at the charts anymore until the next day. So you get the kill zones and then you look back here and easily you see what the price action did. They say, oh yeah, we sold off yesterday. So most likely, some sell ideas wouldn't be bad if the daily candlestick was also kind of bearish. But the issue with the sells right now is the daily candlestick is not bearish. It's actually quite bullish, still up 0.30%. See if it's gearing up for another pop-up there. Hopefully this was some kind of a small little manipulation that happened from this zone. Little accumulation, manipulation, and then redistribute back to the upside. Then once it does that, we're going to be like, okay, so price is now moving finally. So price is now moving. And since we've been sitting in this zone for such a long time, I would at least expect some more continuation, even if price is going to come down later on. At least some sort of continuation here, just mainly because we haven't done anything the whole time since London open. What time are you at the charts in the morning before stream? Usually maybe 1 a.m. Eastern. Around anywhere from 1 a.m. Eastern, I'm gonna be on the chart. 1 a.m. Eastern. Sometimes I come in a bit later. Sometimes I'm even trading an hour. An hour and a half before stream starts. But about anywhere from 1 a.m. I'm going to be on the charts. But for the most part of this year, man, I've been locked in. I've been locked in since this midnight time. Midnight here. So early mornings, basically. Early mornings, Eastern time. Been locked in. But of late, I've been coming in around 1, maybe 2 a.m. So we can just say, yeah. Nothing earlier than that though. Because anything earlier than that, I feel for me is more of, what do you call it? Like the Asia session. It's more the Asia session. I don't like that Asia session too much. So I'm trying to get it pre-London, like 2 hours or so before the London opens. Let's see. It's accumulating here. Every time price accumulates right next to a level, it kind of wants to break that level. So flirting with the idea of breaking these highs. Boom. Then distribute. And from that point onwards, I'm going to be expecting something a little bit more like this. Boom. Boom. And then we just get that follow through. Up until, right now it's 528, up until pre-NY. At least. Come on, Goldie, we know you want to do it. Just do it. Mr. Vic, you left GJ? Yeah, I'm not trading GJ anymore. I think I've retired from GJ as of now. Also, the way the world economy is, there's a lot more options on gold. And gold is much more correlated with the dollar. So, you know, reading dollar macros are a lot easier than, you know, I have no idea what's happening with the yen. You know, the yen, they're meant to hike their rates. I don't know if they're still hiking their rates. And the yen, they're very discreet about those things. Like, you're just going to see one day GJ just had a complete nut. Like, it just completely dumps. But the yen, the Japanese economy is very discreet about the positioning in the markets. So it's like a bit harder to read price on the pound yen for me. It's a lot more easier on something correlated with the dollar over there. And we have so much macros at play and around the corner that I think, you know, price on gold is going to have some really nice moves soon. The 4-hour SMA is giving it such a hard time. Man, ours looks like a small little liquidity grab situation that just happened here. Look at the way it wicks up, takes out the highs. This is so annoying. Like, it just needs to break past that zone. But I think it's gearing up for it. So it's the same thing that happened here. Remember, chat? We spoke about this. Same thing that now I'm speaking about this here. So I want to see this re-break those highs. And then you see that volume? Look at the way volume's coming in now. It needs to break those highs and then continue showing me the direction. It needs to commit to that direction. You see how it's coming in? It needs to commit to that direction. It's just a bit volatile right now. I think it's like the market's still thinking, you know, whether should we go up there and that sort of thing. It's like, should we really go up there? Because the daily is still going to flip. If we're going past the previous dailies and how price is on a downward trajectory, this daily candlestick could still flip. You know, question is what time we're going to flip. Maybe flip more likely during the New York time if we are going to flip. But just because we're up right now doesn't mean it can't flip. It is overall in some kind of a downward trajectory, but I do want to at least see a trending market for the London session. But we're not going to get a bearish trend during the London session because price would first actually have to drop about, you know, like 120 pips, which is a bit unrealistic for now. So only thing I think we can take today is a potential buy, at least for now. You seen Black Ops 7 gameplay? No, not yet. I'm actually waiting for Black Ops 6. I mean, Battlefield 6. I'm officially no longer a COD. Man, look at this volatility. A Call of Duty fan. I feel like Battlefield is taking all gamers who like those types of games now. Because Call of Duty is becoming a bit too arcade-ish. You know, it's losing a bit of character, that game. But I have not yet seen Black Ops 7. I didn't even know that this game was around the corner. One thing I like about Call of Duty though is they do the campaigns quite nice. I do enjoy the campaigns. And also the multiplayer is, you know, it used to be fun, but I don't know about nowadays. Man, you know, I want that PTSD. I want to, if I'm playing a war game, I want to feel like I'm actually at war. I want to like buildings falling on me and, you know, tanks roaming the streets and that stuff. Man, Black Ops, I mean, a Battlefield is the one. This is too arcadish. I'm still waiting to do the World War II campaign. Never done it. A lot of the Call of Duty games are being cracked of late. Like you're gonna see, all of the Call of Duty games have now been cracked, so you can get them all for free. And it's quite an interesting timing. Just when Battlefield 6 launched, now all the CODs got cracked. It's like Call of Duty is trying to get people more to be on Call of Duty, because they're losing. They're losing. All those Call of Duty guys are going to Battlefield now. You know, when the Battlefield had its open beta, it actually broke a record for the most online gamers. It's insane. I think it had like somewhere around like half a million online gamers during the beta, and Call of Duty only peaked at around maybe like 70k, 80k. So it's curtains for that franchise. Okay, so look at this. Couple of rejection wicks here. Shorts on COD. Come on. I do want to take a trade, chat. I do want to take a trade. Because I know in the next 30 minutes, price on gold is going to move. But that's when I want to go and eat something. You know, that's when I want to go and have some lunch. Alright guys, be right back. So I've been using 0.01 except one trade. How much you up for the day? 0.70%, 73%. Today has been a rangy, like if you're taking trades on gold today, you've just been, I would say mainly getting trades off like a 1 minute time frame. Because anything like from the 5 minute, just too much structure. There's not enough clean ranges. So you're going to be selling always into some kind of like a support or resistance. So only way you can get away with PA in such environment, you got to drop down a time frame. You got to go on the 1 minute. And the 1 minute time frame, you know, the idea is like volume is supposed to disrespect those levels. Now, once you get your setup, that we can move through those levels. Because, you know, price is meant to move. It's meant to disrespect these levels. It's not always meant to obviously respect them, because then it would never move. It would just completely box itself in. So now we're expecting, you see the same thing here, that if price is ranging like this, that this range can distribute. And it's going to be the same thing as on the 5 minute. That same thing on the 1 minute is going to be the same thing on the 5 minute. So that same reaction you're expecting from this 1 minute distribution above the wick highs is the same we're expecting for the 5 minute. But the 5 minutes a much bigger range. So that's why I'm anticipating price can still come up here a little bit more. So you got a consolidation within consolidation here for price to break out. So if you took a buy, for example, here, like these guys are sitting pretty nice in those trades, because this would also not have hit my TP yet, like if I was still holding. Usually I like to secure it around like, you know, 16 pips when I'm still holding a trade. So something like this, you know, if you're still in that trade, finally hit that area, and then, you know, if you can just re-break these highs, this position here would have a really nice shot of becoming a runner. You know, you just need to get those highs. But if it breaks the lows, then I think we're coming back into the gulag and it distributes back down inwards. Ivek, then for those who use $500, only you can risk 5%. Oh, risk $5 per trade. $5, yeah, that's like 1%. So I would say that's fine to start with, because, you know, $5 is what becomes now in the future, like even, you know, $5,000. So already kind of have this mindset that whenever you get a profitable trade, $5,000, you're already thinking like, okay, so, you know, if I keep doing this, keep cultivating this skill, then, you know, one day it's going to be like 5K. That's how it basically started for me. I used to trade $5 days, you know, $4 days. And those $4 days, they slowly become like, you know, $50 days, $100 days, $500 days, $1,000 days. And it's like a gradual progression, but it all starts from here. So this is actually very powerful. Because, like, you know, a lot of these traders that you might be following as well, you see them make like 50K, and if they show you their position, maybe it's even a negative RR, or maybe it's just a 1-to-1 risk to reward. So the only difference between you and them is they just have more capital than you. That's the only thing. One to two lot days. Good morning. Can we reach 33.30 or higher? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I think 33. Was that 33.30? Yeah, exactly. I think we can get up there. This is just about 40 pips, 43 pips from where we are currently. And I want to see at least us break above 33.28 would be nice, because now the daily is going to be trending. You know, at that point, we're going to have some more movement past this level. And then we're going to see like, okay, so like, how can you take a buy entry? And at that point, it's probably going to be a distribution. So what you're going to see is on the 5 minute, you're just going to see candlesticks moving up like this. So we're going to drop down a time frame and then see how can you catch this move? You know, because on the 5 minute, you're not going to see it. Oh, my internet's going off. Let's see. Is it gonna survive? Are we good, Zoom? Yeah, okay, I think it's good. If you go on my channel, man, we speak about this, exactly this topic on how I catch impulse entries. And that's a way that you can avoid a fake up. So we covered this quite nicely over here. So we speak about this. This is exactly this video on this slide. That's about 2 minutes in. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. Because, you know, the thing is, like, if you're new to this channel and you don't know what I'm waiting for, you kind of like miss out. You kind of miss out on the vision because you don't have the vision. You know, but if you just understand it a bit better, I think that's going to make even more sense for you. You know, as you build that confidence, and you're going to see it happen over and over again. Asia was uptrend and now London is ranging. So NY, yeah, that's the thing. NY could be a bearish continuation because the previous days have been bearish. That's what it could be. Asia was uptrend and now London. Yep. You into any trades? No. I could have gotten a trade though, but I was just not on the charts earlier on today. But there were some really nice buy options there for us. GJ is 0%. Look, GJ is finally breaking below that level. It's doing like a small little break and retest on this zone. Little accumulation below that zone too. It should break the lows and then continue moving down. Very nice PA on GJ, but the daily is like a doji right now. So that means basically the daily has not had any significant moves. So this is the Asia Open, and we're just basically back at Asia Open over there. Don't know what to make of this 1 minute. If to take it, it will break the lows or highs. Yeah, I'm gonna start trading this range. If price does not move soon, I'm gonna start to consider trading this range, because, you know, then maybe I'm not gonna get the trending day that I want, and then price comes down, because that's what we've been doing on the previous days. Major sell-offs, but for now, still being a bit more patient. You know, we have like 15 minutes until the new hourly open, so I think it's pretty nice there. Come on, one more skyrocket. That's all it needs. Just one more push above these wick highs. 33.27. It's gonna happen like yesterday, chat. I'm gonna go off stream and then you're gonna see the move happen. Best option, wait for the fake out and then enter if it breaks the opposite way. Today got 3 like this. Oh, wait for the fake out, then enter the break. Yeah. Little fake out below here. Then don't go off. Now the trick about not going off is, like, we don't know when it actually breaks. So you could just end up, you know, sitting here the whole day and you're going to look back at it and you're going to be just like in a accumulation. You just would have wasted a lot of time just sitting in accumulation. It's bull today because of London inflation or liquidity grab. It's bull. It would be bullish today because if we start to break above like 0.40%, you know, right now is 0.30%. It's not really a lot for a daily candlestick. So we're neither bullish nor bearish at this point. That's why you're seeing markets consolidate. Yeah, I think it's quite important because most of the time the market is hovering at around 0.20 10, you know, 30, just around this much. But when price actually starts to move, you're gonna see usually trends are happening from like 0.40% on the daily. So this is, you know, this 0.30, and what you're seeing is what you're probably looking at here is just the technicals, right? So it's kind of harder to eyeball the technicals because when you eyeball it, it might look bullish to you, you know. But if you consider like a good sample size of what a bullish day looks like, if these are all days, usually a bullish day is not anywhere between like under 0.40%, like a trending day. So this is neutral. This is actually neutral. But if you're just eyeballing it, then it kind of looks bullish to you. But it is bullish. The daily is bullish, but it could reflip at any time. You're gonna have the NY roll in, and then you're gonna get something like this from yesterday. So like NY rolled in and then just completely nutted there. See this previous day? This was on this was on Monday. Price moved up, looks bullish, NY rolls in, and then it just completely melts. So that's what I'm thinking could be the case here today, because that's been the trend. And it's mainly driven by the fact that we're still waiting on interest rates. That's one, but that's in September. And also Powell is meant to be speaking on, I think it's, when was it? Thursday? We also got FOMC meeting minutes today. So we got news today. We also have news today, you know. So markets definitely ranging make a lot of sense. You got FOMC meeting minutes. And what is this? Jackson Hole Symposium. That's tomorrow. And Freaky Friday. Powell is speaking on Freaky Friday. So we gotta see. I know that feeling, and that is already a win not taking anything. I wish I was able to do it. Like, I haven't taken a trade today. This would be my first trade of the day. You're starting to get impatient now. Not had a trade today, and I'm starting to get impatient. That's the important thing about giving yourself time, you know. Because typically speaking, I'm already going to be off the charts. I should already be off the charts soon. See, this is that 6 a.m. pre-NY. So you're going to get impatient when you don't have a time to be off the charts. What's up, Vic? I'm expecting gold down to at least Asia high. Oh, you mean Asia low? Yeah, Asia low here. It could be the case, sir. Like, we still haven't had any volume come in. Let me see what that 6 a.m. candlestick does. Because you see, this is when the volume came in yesterday. It came in at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. and then price started to move up. We could be waiting for the hourly open. Since the hourly is about to open here in the next 7 minutes, 40 seconds. So could be waiting for that hourly open to finally try re-break above these highs, or just completely not. Four-hour open coming. Yeah, I got the 4-hour open here too. The 4-hour candle. We got 4-hour SMA kind of holding price down too. There, it's like holding it down. It's compressing a lot now. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's like a snake, you know? It's like a snake when it's about to attack you, you see? This is about to have a really big move. It's either going to move up bullish and aggressive or bearish and aggressive at this point. Because you can see it's acting different. You can feel it. As we're coming closer to pre-NY, that's right before NY opens as well, if a couple hours, you see it's like sensing the time as well. It's sensing the time because look at how different the PA here looks as opposed to like all around here. But also that makes sense with the hour, with the 4-hour candles, you know, getting that switch over, and yeah, it's just an important time. If you understand timing in the market, like that's gonna be something that really helps improve your hit rate. Just understand timing, understand how your pairs move during that time. Because it actually is the case, like when I take these trades, sometimes I'm actually just relying on how price generally moves during that time. You know, so if it breaks my structure, I know this is when volume should be coming in. So let me just take that position. That's what happened. Remember that time when we were having, for example, those back-to-back bomber clot trades? Like especially during that pre-NY time. How price just kept running. And then I decided, hey, let me just hold a trade. That's when I held for... This was sometime, I think last month. That's when I held for this 6% position here. It was a gold buy. Because I kept seeing the gold buys were just running. Man, we'd take like a gold buy and price would just run up like, you know, 100 pips. 100 plus pips. So it's like, okay, I've seen this happen twice now. And I made 2% on the previous moves. I'm like, let me just hold this next trade. You know, and that was the last one right there. I made like 6% from it. So you see, it's just about the timing. And look at the time here, guys. I'm not bullshitting you. Look at the time right there. This buy here was taken at 7:10. The second buy was taken at 7:10. Exact same time. Exact same time. Exact same entry. Then I'm like, okay. Same time. I came in here 7:22 p.m. So 7:22 a.m. Literally no difference. I decided to hold the trade. Super important. This is a really nice push over here. It's like about 40 pips. This was the trade that we took on Monday. All the way up towards our resistance. How do you add before and after photos to the trade log? Oh, I just take the setup, like, you know, as I'm getting a setup here. I just kind of document it, you know, you just take before and after. That's it. You just take before and after. Get into the trade before, then after the trade. Sometimes before the trade triggers. Or you're gonna use up here. Just go up over here and click on download image. Yeah, but how do you add it as a link? Oh no, yeah, you click on download image over there, and then you see it's gonna say save to download folder. Then you should be good. You can download the image. Oh, you can tweet the image as well. Copy the link. Do you keep an eye on DXY for gold to move? Not necessarily. I don't necessarily look at it. I rather look at the fundamentals than look at the technicals. Yeah, technical is a bit of a hit and miss with the DXY. It's a bit of a hit and miss with that negative correlation. But the fundamentals are a lot stronger. They give me more bias. Jeez, that's really waiting for that 4-hour open. This thing is about to have a big move. It's about to like really distribute from this zone. This would be such an awesome trade if this was happening a bit higher up for me. It would be exactly what I wanted to see for this session. Now if we should still get the buy here because we're getting a new 4-hour open. And then take the buy with the stop loss below here. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow, guys. As well, we're not going to be streaming on Thursdays. And now I'm thinking, since it's a pre-NY time, maybe we can just... It's not exactly what I wanted, but with the pre-NY volume and that new 4-hour open, especially with the way price is consolidating here, I expect price to rip up. When is FOMC meeting? Please don't spam the chat. I'm gonna put you in some time up. FOMC meeting is, you know, you just gotta go on your forex factory here and then it's gonna tell you when FOMC meeting is. You know, this is not rocket science. Just come on here and then you're gonna find all your news. Can you share with us the live trades journal? Yeah, it's in the description box under TFX journal. This is my journal, and you can also take the free journal. But all the links are in the description. I think this is a new 4-hour open. Just got a new 4-hour open. It's creating 4-hour lows. So hourly lows being formed as well. Would it not be better to have Friday off trading? I feel like Friday just seems a bit too long. Then it's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I like to be on the charts at least on Friday, just to see how the week is ending. We're looking at fake the lows into breaking the highs. Probably a buy here. Why, Vic? How are you streaming and DMing me on Discord at the same time? I'm going to have some fun. Yeah, we gotta, like, there's a whole channel here for these imposters on Discord. Man, that, like, imagine if I had time to write you essays like this. Can you imagine? Look at this. All right, I've got a profitable strategy that helps you strengthen market trending system. That's ridiculous. Oh, we're coming up here. Volume is starting to kick in a bit more. This is a trade that you're going to know very quickly if you're right or wrong about this trade. You're going to know very quickly. Because if it breaks above those highs and starts to pull down, yeah, that's not going to be good. Because it's been consolidating here for a while. And previous 2 hourly candles were not able to break the highs. They attempted to break the highs, but they were not able to break above 33.27 yet. I'm still holding off the sells for now. Even though the sells do look quite nice, I'm holding off the sells for now just because the daily is still up. And I'm gonna stick with my original bias. Hey gang, what's up, Harriet? Can I know which is effective for crypto? Not sure. I would have taken this buy sooner if I had a little bit more confirmation. Oh no, I didn't catch the Wednesday Awards of Wisdom. What was it? How to say smack the F out of you in Chinese.
Smack the fuck out of you in Chinese.
I need to learn first the swear words in Chinese words. Alright, price is coming up. I hope we don't get smacked.
Jose, smack the fuck out of you.
Hope I don't get smacked. Because if it picks a direction, it should go in that direction at this point. Every language learning starts with the most important words. Yeah. Tao ni ma. Oh, that one's aggressive. It's F your mom. I think in Indian, I know banchod or chod. Man, never tell an Indian chod. I think like chod is a really bad word. Or banchod. Or what else? Yeah, alright. So let's see now. Man, it's like price is taking way too long today, guys. Like I already know this is not even a time that I should be in the market, but as I'm not going to be trading tomorrow on stream, and if we get that fake out, actually happen below the support, those break of the highs are going to look a lot more juicier. And I think volume is going to come in like very aggressively at that point too. You're going to have like price break, and then you're just going to see price start running up like this. That's what I would be expecting, you know? And then you're going to look back at it and say, damn, I wish I was on stream. I wish I stayed on stream like 10 more minutes. If it breaks the lows and just keeps running down, then I'm just going to call it a session. Because then that would mean that was a move. The sell. The thing is, like, I would love to take a buy here. I would even take a buy here as it breaks 33.26. Get a tighter stop loss. The problem is, like, the market, since I've been on stream, has not shown me any direction of sorts since we've just been ranging. So this is a time that I kind of want to see first price move. And whatever move that it does is usually, I'm going to pick it up from that point, basically. So if it sells off, I know I'm trading the range. And if it breaks above, then I know, you know, some pretty good buys could be coming in as well. Please take off on Friday since it is prayer day for us as well. Very much appreciated. I wish, but you know, the thing is like whenever I don't stream Fridays, it feels like too long of a break. That's the only issue with the Fridays. That's the only issue with the Fridays. But you know, the streams are always recorded and you can watch the streams back. Let's see, 23. I won't stream on Thursday, but I will definitely be trading tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, the suspense on gold is actually insane. Because this market has not paid, it's not really paid anybody off, and we just got the potential liquidity grab here. Like, you know, when I speak of markets, guys, please bear with me. I'm speaking in a very generalized way because maybe you had some profitable trades here, you know, awesome for you, but I'm just talking about general volume. Like, majority of people have not yet been paid off. This market has not really paid anybody off. But you see, we've just had a small little liquidity grab, so it could be the same thing that we were speaking about earlier. Maybe this could be it now. You see now it's coming up. You got the liquidity grab. It's pre-NY, so I want to see pre-NY volume. Trap these sellers in, break of the highs to continue moving up bullish. So I do love the way that's progressing over there. Hey, thanks for the 100 likes, guys. Appreciate it. Let me see. Let me run up another poll here. Let's see. Are you bullish or bearish on gold? I'll leave your votes, guys. You bullish or bearish? Are you bullish or are you bearish? Let's go. That was I'm anticipating that was a liquidity grab. Damn, I wish I could get into this thing earlier. I would already be taking my buy here. This is somewhere I could even consider taking my buy, but it's just too soon because of the range. But we did have that little liquidity grab situation that just came in. Bullish? All right, here we go. Finally, gold might be moving. Damn, what's the hold up, Goldie? What, a candle? Because it just took sellers. If you look from a 50-minute perspective, this is like a market fade setup. So if you go on the WAP database, you're going to see the market fade setup. It's like a market fade. So I'm looking to actually fade the market fade. Because they're in the sells. That's why sometimes, you know, when you take your positions initially, you get drawdown. So it can be like the market kind of like, it could be trying to scare you out of a position. It might still be coming down, but it's like trying to scare you out of a trade. But this is definitely, got some triggers in here. We got SMA in our favor and confluence on the 15 minute. Let's see the 30 minute. Got 30 minute favor and confluence. 1 hour also looks good. 15 minute. And you know, the whole idea about this trade is if you've been watching the way price has been behaving of late, this is a very, very unique situation that we're in now. Because since we haven't had any moves, we've gotten so much accumulation build up over here that price is bound to move somewhere. You know, it's bound to move somewhere at this point here. The only thing is like the fake out. You know, it's like, how do you know if it's a fake out? How do you know if it's not a fake out? You gotta know once you're in the trade. You know, you gotta know. But from what I'm looking at right now, it's already done its fake out down over here. So if it's already pulled orders, I'm not expecting the next time it breaks these highs that we're breaking the lows and the highs of the accumulation to come back into the range. You know, at that point, then the overall market condition here is just choppy because it's the same things that's been happening here. Break of the highs, come back into the range. Break of the lows, come back into the range. You know, now it's rejecting resistance with a bit of accumulation. It's a bit different this time because we have order builds up. Orders have been building up here and it's a pre-New York time. You know, this is a pre-NY time. So it's a bit different. We have a little bit more confluence. And next time we do have some kind of a break, that it's not going to be a fake out. And that's what I'm anticipating is the break of the highs because at least for now, the daily is still bullish. But if it breaks the lows and melts, then yeah, I'm just going to call it a session here. Then maybe I think for the rest of the day, we can continue coming down, possibly. So I'm just monitoring, really paying more attention to this region here. So I want to squeeze these sellers. These sellers are probably going to close positions once we start to break those highs. But this is a probability over here. This is just a probability of their sells playing out to it becoming a liquidity grab. But there's definitely been a trigger. There's definitely been a trigger for direction. It's gonna move. It's gonna move, but I don't know why it's looking kind of bearish here at this point. It's coming down. It's gonna move. It's because this is a point 8 chat. Like whatever big move you're about to see is coming out of this zone. So there's gonna be a big move down or a big move up. It's definitely coming out of that zone. Vic, does gold usually react on FOMC meeting minutes? If some kind of new information comes out, yes, but it's not like, it's kind of like an ADP equivalent to the NFP. You know, so FOMC meetings is like an ADP equivalent to the FOMC. So you see with like ADP, it's an important news event, it's a red folder, but we don't necessarily expect that much volume out of the ADP as much as we would from the NFP. So the meeting minutes is kind of like the same thing. So we just gotta hear, you know, if you're really locked into the economy, then there might be some new news coming out. I'm not sure like in terms of jobs data, but we are expecting rate cuts in September. So we're expecting rate cuts in September. So, you know, that means gold should move up. So hopefully the meeting minutes can at least give some good confidence that we're heading towards a rate cut. So that's why I'm thinking, you know, it's not a bad idea. Technically, we've been moving down on gold, but for today, it might not be a bad idea to actually have a bullish day. Because if you go on the daily time frame, what have we got? Monday, was bearish. Tuesday was bearish. Mid of the week volume for FOMC meeting minutes. Maybe we can have a bullish day here today. Because the rate cuts are currently at like 80%, 80 point something percent. So that's like the underlying thing that could be driving the market. You see, if you go on to the FOMC website or the Federal Reserve, you can see we have next FOMC is in 28 days. And this thing should still be at 80%. Yeah, I got 82%, 82.9% easing for 17th of September. So what I'm anticipating is those meeting minutes, maybe they're going to support this idea of rate cuts. And we could see gold go up today. I mean, it's already been moving up, not trending, but it's been moving up. From the 15-minute, looks better to come down. Easier, let's say. Yeah, it does. From the 15-minute, it looks really nice. Because it formed like a resistance here. You got 1 wick, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejection wicks. You got a resistance. Man, we just need to get through that support. And you got a range below here. That's going to be about 36 pip range. And we've retested this area so many times, it's struggled to break these highs. So if it breaks those wick lows, man, we might see that move actually become a sell. See, because this is what I was hoping would be the smoking gun, was this little pullback here. Looks like we pushed up and now it's coming back down. Do you have your buy stop order first? Oh no, I wait and see. I don't set a buy stop. I just market execute. This is such a tricky one. Yeah, it is tricky because I still haven't seen any direction. If it breaks, fine, let it break, and then we get some kind of direction leading up into the New York time. It looks like it's trying to break. Let's see what it does. Can it reflip? Can we get some more orders in? And then just completely reflip and fake out. Because if it's a genuine fake out, it's just gonna rush. It's gonna pull up and it's gonna rush and break the highs. Yeah, but that's quite a strong break. Let's see. Oh, it's not looking good. It's already pretty strong break. Call Bogdanov. Yeah, this has disrupted the structure. You see, now it's breaking the lows. So it's almost like it may be trying to pick a direction. Let's disrupt the structure. We should have seen this happen on the opposite. If we got that happen like this, that would be the idea here. And then take the buy, expecting that, you know, we could have continued to move upwards, but it's doing the opposite. Let's see what the chat say. Bullish or bearish? We got about 59% think bullish. It's almost like 50-50 there. Imagine confusing somebody who just comes onto stream right now. They're gonna see this and they're gonna think this is a buy. And then they're gonna take a buy and they're gonna see me in profit, but they're gonna be in drawdown. I'm like, what's going on here? You know, and you're just like following signals. But it's because the chart's obviously inverted. Yeah, this looks like a sell, guys. Alright, man. Then I think it is what it is. I was really hoping to get the breaks above here so we can get the buys. But it looks like it might just be distributing to the lows. Bearish is a selling direction. Yes. Yeah, it was a bearish breakout, guys. All right, I'm gonna go and eat something, and I'll see if the market is a bit. You know, it's a different time now. We're heading into pre-NY, so we're gonna see what the market says. But yeah, guys, I do appreciate you all tuning into the stream, even though we didn't manage to catch no trade here today. I haven't taken a trade personally today, so I will see you all on Friday. I'll see you guys on Friday for London Open. So adios. Thanks for the likes and take care.
My boy, take it down, what it is.